So hello everyone and welcome to the second webinar of Female Leadership Series. Today's focus is going to be on leading with effective communication. Today we are going to have a short introduction on women at EIT and EIT Health alumni, and then we are going to pass the stage to Anna, who is going to give us tips and suggestions, and we will also have the chance to practice these new things. After that, there's going to be a short time of questions and answers, and then we can see each other next time. So basically EIT, what is EIT? EIT stands for the European Institute of Innovation and Technology and is made up by multiple KICs. And these knowledge and innovation communities are, for example, EIT Health or EIT Women. There are also, of course, sub-KICs like EIT Health alumni. And I'm talking about these now because we are the main organizers of this series. Let's see what's EIT Women about. EIT Women was created with one core idea, and that is to close the gap. And it has three main objectives. And these are closing the leadership gap, closing the payment gap, and the investment gap. The things that we are doing towards this objective is creating events around leadership and the relevance of gender equality. We are trying to raise awareness and offer trainings to our community, and also we are contributing to EIT's activities on genders. What we have done so far, we have created already 26 and plus actually events around 8 countries, and our community has people, ladies especially, from 5 different EIT KICs. We have already had 2 leadership intensive events. One actually took place in real life, and one was actually online some weeks ago. And if you want to join us, you can join our events to represent us. You can also become later on in the future a new local leader by scanning at the very end of our presentation our codes and our QR codes. And let's see what's EIT Health about.
So, hello everyone, I'm Liana Shvachi, I'm from the EIT Health alumni, and so who are we now? We are the multidisciplinary community of innovators building the future of healthcare, and our slogan is by alumni for alumni. And what do we offer to our community members? We offer training, network, teaching, co-creation, and even to get hired. And our mission is actually to support the EIT Health by building an active network of alumni dedicated to activities to improve quality of life, active aging, and healthcare across Europe. And our vision is actually to become the leading European community that has the social and life sciences professionals, entrepreneurs and innovators, and executives. So we have our own platform, alumni platform, in which we already have loads of opportunities and events like this one that we are promoting, but also at least 55 in the last search that we did, and everyone who is the member of the EIT Health alumni can be eligible for any kind of event or opportunity that we offer. We also have a platform for the jobs, which you can see here as well as part of our opportunities, and everyone who is part of the community can be hired in this platform. So, and I'm very happy now to announce our amazing speaker, Ana Santos-Carvalho, who is not just my colleague from the EIT Health, but also my friend now. We met last year in the EIT Connect, and it was very good. She is a PhD researcher and science communicator in health sciences, and she works in the Institute for Interdisciplinary Research at the University of Coimbra. So I am very happy to give the stage to Ana Carvalho. And let's have this amazing webinar.
Hi everyone, thank you Liana for your presentation. Actually, yes, we met last year and it was an amazing opportunity for us to grow. Actually, I think as alumni, but also to have the opportunity to share with other KICs how is our life inside and outside of EITL. So this is an amazing challenge that you made me to share with you today, because actually, I think I can move. Not yet, when you, okay, thank you. So yes, I'm a PhD from neurosciences, but actually since I get inside of my pharmaceutical sciences degree, I start right away to do things for the community, to share knowledge with the community. So that it was something that I think grow with me and with my academic career. And that's why after my PhD, I decided to dedicate myself a little bit to science communication, to this connection between science and the society. Now I'm in this interdisciplinary institute inside of the University of Coimbra, and I'm doing this scientific, can I go back? No, I can. I can go back? No, that's a problem. Okay, thank you. Yes, I'm inside of 3Is, as we call this interdisciplinary research center, but now I'm more than that. I'm also a lot of traffic around me, sorry. I don't know if you can listen it. So I'm now more than just in academic paths and in the science communication path. I'm also inside of Toastmasters. I don't know if any one of you have already heard about Toastmasters. What we do there is try to grow out our communication and also our leadership skills. So that is something that adds more information and more skills to all my other skills. So today I'm only sharing with you some tips and some suggestions. So I will not solve all your problems, sorry. I will try just to give you some tips that I believe that will help you in your future presentations, in your future meetings, I hope at least. So let's try to show you exactly what tips I will try to share with you. How to give feedback, not only feedback for your colleagues, but also feedback to everyone that will ask you, did I did it right or not? Can you help me? So I think that is always a good thing, not only for the colleagues that are around you, but sometimes for the ones that you are directing, because you need to give them feedback. Are you doing this good or not? How you should do it? Sometimes we don't think about it, but I think sometimes you should prepare how to give feedback to someone. I will try to share with you some tips. How to delegate tasks. And for that, I will give you an example of a Toastmasters session. How to make presentations, and I will try to give you some tips about not only the presentation, but also the gestures, how to use the exact gestures to try to pass your information in a better way. And manage time, that is something that all of us have a lot of troubles to do, and actually define priorities. So let's move. About feedback. What is important to give? I'm always passing away. So how to give feedback before how to give feedback and what is important for us to think about feedback. First, we need to ask and discuss with the person that asks us to have feedback, what are exactly the goals that she or he wants to achieve. Because if you go and give a feedback and if you don't have a right idea of exactly what she or he wants, how can you give a good feedback? of course that you can give, okay, you present well or you didn't, but if you do this before, and if you are speaking about your colleagues or someone that is doing a specific task and will share it with you, that will give you an advantage for when you will make that feedback. And actually in Toastmasters, we do this feedback in the really delicious way. Is what we call sandwich method. The sandwich method is done by a bread, usually as we do it in the sandwich. So the bread has 2 slices, and inside of the bread we have whatever you want. If you are vegan, you can put just like really vegetables and wherever you want. If you like meat, put a good beef inside it. But what is important here is that you have in the top, you need to start your feedback with positive things. So try to, can we see the sandwich, please? So we have in the top, the positive feedback, the prize. So you will tell the person, you are excellent in this. Show them, imagine that she or he did a presentation, and you will tell in this first part of your feedback, you did this really well, you were good on this, very good, I really like it. Then you move for the middle of the sandwich, and we will give all the suggestions, and it will be always your opinion about that presentation or that work, because we are different, we have different ways to see this. So it is important to give your own opinion. And we will do that with specific suggestions of improvement. Don't say, you don't did that good, I don't like this or that, like that. Always try to do it in a constructive way. And give examples. For example, you did this phrase like that. If you change it a little bit, you'll be able to pass your information in a much better way. Then never finish with constructive feedback. Always change it again to the last slice of the bread and change it already to positive feedback, and try to motivate the person to do better in the next time. That is really important to make this sandwich as delicious as possible, to make the person to do a better way in the next time. So about the feedback, and after this sandwich, I would like to share some, I'm having some troubles in changing this. I think I will ask you to move for me to make the sharing. Can I do that? Sorry. You think that is possible? Thank you. Just because I'm having some troubles. And I think, okay, so I was here and like this. No, not this one. Oh. Here. Sorry, I think for me is easier like this. So we spoke about the before of the feedback, to prepare yourself, about how to do it and use the sandwich methods, and how extra things that I would like to share with you. Be simple, be friendly. Put a smile on your face, because if you do it, you will pass much better your information. And make your eye contact. Look for the people and show him or her that you care about what you are saying. Because if you are looking to the other side, it will show the people that you don't care about it. And if you want to be and to give a good feedback, do it in a good way. And of course, as I was telling you, give your opinion. Never say never, always don't, but focus on the performance of the person and not specifically on the performer. Because sometimes you have some troubles with some people, but try to think and to focus exactly on the points and on the goals that the person shared with you. Keep it motivational and try to end it in the best way. And of course, thank the person that share with you and ask you for a feedback, because if it is working with you and if her or his goals were achieved, your own goals were also achieved. That is important. About Delegate, that is always a trouble, because I can do it much easier, I can do it much faster. Why should I delegate things? That is always because sometimes when we want to delegate something to someone that is not so expert in that or this task compared with us, we will take some time. But face it as a constructive and educational mode, because next time she or he will be able to do that task and will be able to do other things than that. So about delegation, as I told you, I will share with you an example of the Toastmasters session. The ones that never went there, I will invite you to share with you one of these sessions in the future. They are all over the place, all over the world, so it will be really easy for you to join one. These Toastmasters sessions are always a challenge because we have a lot of things to do, we are really organized, and we take about so many things in 1 hour and a half session that sometimes is a bit overwhelming for the ones that are there for the first time. But this is just an example, and of course I expect that you will be able to take some notes for your own meetings, for your own situations, okay? So I will try to share with you the different people that we have inside of the meetings. We have meetings divided by 3 parts. We have the first part that will be when we present prepared speeches, the ones we are preparing in our own path. Then we have a second part that are improvising speeches. Someone will challenge us to make a 2-minute speech in the improvising way. We don't know which thing we need to speak about. It is really a challenging moment. And then we have the third part, that is the evaluation part. During this evaluation part, we have the opportunity to have a right away feedback. That is really important for the people that is making a speech, because if you have a right away feedback, you will be able to improve much better. So who is working in these sessions? We have the accounter. The accounter is the person that will count all the e, and all that verbal crunches that we use during our speech, and that will not help us in the pass of the information. There are only moments that instead of making a pause, we have the tendency to prolong or to add extra sounds to our speech. So all over the session, someone will take a really amazing hearing skills and will count all your counters and all your not necessary words. Then we have a grammarian, someone that will pay attention to different phrases or not correct phrases or not correct vocabulary that will be used during the session. Actually, in each one of the sessions, we have a word of the day. This word of the day is the opportunity for us to use a word that is not so common to be used by our normal daily life, and we are challenged to use it during that session. The grammarian is also counting the number of times that that word is telling to the others. We have the timer, the person that we always need to have in each one of our meetings, the person that will count exactly the time that each one of us will take to make our speeches, to make our interventions, because like that, we'll be able to be short and concise and don't keep all the time speaking about something that no one cares about. So timer is someone that you always want to have on your side to be more efficient. We have the Toastmaster, that is the person that will present all the session, someone that will give you all the details and all the rules about the session. And this topic masters is the guy that I told you that will challenge us during that moments of improvement and improvisation, that will challenge us to answer sometimes difficult questions. And we also have the evaluator, the guy that will be there to take all the notes about your speech, and at the end will give your good and amazing sandwich feedback. And also a general evaluation, because if you think that everything have already been evaluated, you are wrong, because at the end of these sessions and the session that we have in Toastmasters, we have someone that will care about all the slightly details that we need to take care. So here are just small tasks that we divided by everyone that is inside of this session. And it is a good opportunity for each one of us, since we are always changing roles, to have the opportunity to develop different skills. So try to not maybe put a counter in the company meeting, but maybe a timer is a good option, or even someone to put an icebreaker or a moment to relax during a more difficult meeting. Maybe is not a bad idea. About presentations, that moment that sometimes you are really, really anxious, and I will not be able to do that. But you are, because they are always a good way to improve our presentation skills, and that way is practice, practice, and practice. In Toastmasters, we say that presentation skills are like go to the gym. If you don't go to the gym for some days, our muscles lose some energy. So try to do it more often, because it takes more and more easy to do. So the first thing is define your presentation goals. That is really important. What are you doing there? Who is your audience? Try to adapt what you are doing to the ones that are listening you, and never forget that. Think if you were in the other side, how you would feel with that presentation. That is always a good, and I think is a gold tip for this and for everything. So prepare in advance. So if you want to do a good job, don't do it like 5 minutes before. Sometimes you need to do it, I know, because life is difficult and you have a lot of tasks to do, but do it in advance. And practice, as I was saying, because if you practice, you get even better, and you will be able to improve every time. And of course, you need to seem a bit natural. I think that people are more natural than others to make presentations, but use your own style. Don't go with tips or with things that you not feel comfortable with, because that will pass to the others, and the others will understand that you are not being natural. So try to be natural, try to be yourself, and try to put yourself in your own presentation. What should be addressed in all the presentations? Who, why, when, what, where, how are always some questions that you need to think before you start your presentation. Who is listening to you, why you are doing, what are your goals, when you are doing, because sometimes the time and the context are different, what you want to do, where you are going to do it, because if you are in presence or if you are online, maybe you need to make some changes, and how you're going to do it. Organize everything and be prepared for everything. So before the presentation, organize yourself. If you want to have a presentation, a visual support, you don't need to have it every time. It depends exactly what you want to do. But if you need it, and if you think you will feel more comfortable, or if you want to pass a specific information or a specific image, do it. But define your template. What I mean with that, instead of start to do like slides all over the place and completely confused, try to think like 5 minutes, how I want my presentation. I want the title like that, I want the font like that, and try to do a template, because we will save a lot of time at the end, because sometimes it makes like a mess. Don't put a lot of things in your template, don't put a lot of things on your slides, reduce the text, use bigger images instead of small images, because people will not be able to see it. Don't put a lot of colors. I know that colorful is good, but sometimes a lot of colors will remove your attention from the main focus. And don't forget that you are the one that are the most important thing during the presentation, not your slides. So don't confuse the persons or the ones that are seeing you with a lot of information. And don't put extra information because it may be important. Don't. Just put the information that you really need to have that, and try to avoid everything that is not necessary. Choose colors with contrast. Never use gray and dark and colors that you cannot distinguish from ones from others. And if you can, do always a small summary sentences in your slide, because if it is there and people just lose the attention or was getting a call or something, we'll be able to understand what you are speaking about. And don't worry, because you will be able to do it, and less is always more. So avoid be crowded and have crowded slides. Slightly before the presentation, open your presentation in advance, test the microphone, the pointer and everything, because strange things also happen and happens really often. I know that because I am the one that always have technical problems. So try to avoid them as much as you can, because sometimes it could be difficult problems to solve. So if you are in advance, we'll be able to solve them. And of course, check your posture. Know and try to understand who is around you and focus. I'm here speaking with you online, and I'm trying to focus my attention to the camera. Sometimes it's not really easy because there are things around. I want to check something on my slides, but try to be focused here on the slides, and if you are on the camera, and if you are in person and you have a huge audience, if you can, and if you have confidence on that, you can focus the eye of the different people that is around you. If you are not so confident, look for the fast you can, for the back of the audience. For someone, no one is there, no one will understand that, because the ones that are in the front think that you are looking for somebody. So look for the back of the room and you're always safe. So your postures, never forget, be confident, because no one knows more about this presentation than you, because you prepare it and you are the one to do it. So clarity, variety of vocal. So if you want to pass different messages, you can change the way you are speaking. If you approach the camera and you speak slowly, probably we'll share something more confident, something more like a secret. And if you go out, and you can share to the world wherever you want. So you can move and you can change your vocal, your eye contact, and of course, gestures have a meaning, and I will share with you some details. Of course, take care of what the audience is sharing with you. In the audience, you always have someone that make these strange faces, and that is a good way for you to understand what is happening. If people is understanding what you are saying, if they are not. So look for the audiences and try to feel what they are passing to you. And of course, keep the interest. And this comfort level that I'm sharing here with you is a good way for you to share with the persons how you feel about your presentation. Be confident, don't read the slides, try to express yourself, avoid, as you know, or sorry. Don't do that, because you don't need to. You practice your presentation, you are confident about that. This expression, as you know, okay, people may know it, but if you put it in your presentation, it's because you think that is important for someone or to make a context for somebody, okay? So don't take sorry about that. About the gestures, high contact, as I share with you, these control mannerisms. What are these mannerisms? Are the things that sometimes we do when we are nervous, like always doing this to the hair, or just adjusting your glasses, or some people do like this. So this is a way for you, to show that you are a bit nervous. So try to avoid that, and the only way to avoid that is to practice, and always try to do like action verbs. If you use action verbs and if you use your gesture with them, you'll be able to share your ideas, your willing to share, and all the information that you want to pass much more easier. About moving around the stage is something that now online is a bit difficult, but if you are in a stage speaking with a lot of people, you don't need to be static. You can move, and try to move with a specific goal, with a specific idea. Imagine that you are sharing like 3 different ideas about something. So you can start one idea here, then you can move a little bit for the second idea, and you can finish the third idea in a different place at the stage. That is the way to help the people to follow that you are moving from one to the second and to the third idea. And also, if you want to pass an information a little bit closer to the public, you can move to the front, or if you want to be more distance, that is a way also to make you pass a better idea about that. There are a lot of different types of gestures. Just to be quick, you can show a location, you can show like the size, big or small, you can show motivation, you can show anger, more. You can be suggestive. I don't know about that, sorry. You can use the gestures to pass your information. So imagine that you want for the people to collaborate in something. Usually what you ask is, please hold your hand, and you also do it. That is a way to put people to collaborate with you. So to be better in gestures, you need to practice. You can practice with your colleagues, with your friends. Try to improve all these different tips with people around you, and is a way to be better in the next time. After the presentations, this is something that is really important if you want to improve. Make a self-assessment about what you did. Ask your colleagues about the feedback. Take notes. You can include also the notes of what people ask you, and think a little bit about that. And next time, I'm pretty sure that you think about that, will be much, much better. About manage time, is time always to go to the practice time. So manage your time. That is really important. It is something that a lot of us, and me included, have some troubles to manage. So about manage time, so look for your agenda, organize it, and don't make overbooking. Nowadays, with online, we like to do overbooking. Why not? I will be at home, I can watch this meeting, I can do in the other one at the same time, and at the end, we don't pay attention to anything. Yeah, I think that also happens with me. So try to not overbooking, and try to define exactly the hours where you want to put your time for your work and time for your own personal life. And I'm really bad on this, so please do it yourself. Prepare your meetings, have an agenda, define your goals, and as I told you, in our meetings in Toastmasters, define and distribute tasks all over your colleagues. You can use softwares that can help you to manage all your tasks, all your agendas, so use them. They are all over the place. You just need to Google them. Set a time to see and answer emails. Don't do it every time, because just if you go and open your email box and go there and just take a look, you'll take a lot of time. So try to set 1 or 2 times a day to do it, how often you think it is important to do it. And also try to silence the social networks notifications, because nowadays we are inside of how many WhatsApp groups and Slack groups and everything. And at the end, we are only answering our notifications and don't really working as much as we should, to be as much as we want to be productive, to do other things in our extra time. Define priorities. I know that we have different priorities, and for that I think someone and everyone have different priorities. The only thing that I want to share with you is just try to take like 5 or 10 minutes and define them. Just write them. I want to do this, I want to do that. I would like to, in 1 year, I would like to do this and that. And if you define that, and sometimes just to have a list is a good way for us to think better about them. Okay? So now I would like